Okay, so we're going to talk about Casper's remote collar and how it works. So, how to turn on his remote collar. There is a little red dot on the collar that you can see right there. That is the magnetic key to turn on. So it doesn't have a button, it has a magnetic key. On his remote, if you flip it to the side that has the one button, not the two, the one button, you'll see a matching red dot. That's the key to turn on his remote collar. So if you touch the two together, you'll see a green light. Green means it's on and charged. If you touch them together again, you'll see red. That means it's turned off. So before you put this collar on Casper, you want to make sure that it is turned on. So we're going to touch the two together, just a quick tap, and it is on and charged. It'll flash green every few seconds to let you know that it is turned on. So when you put it on Casper, make sure the light is facing outward. You can notice on Casper's collar that he does have the longer prongs because he has longer hair, so it just helps weave through the hair to make sure that the contacts make good connection with his skin. I went ahead and upgraded him to the one with the bungee strap because he has so much hair. Just this belt buckle kept getting caught in all of that hair, so this little snap makes it a lot easier on Casper's neck. Next, we're going to go over how to turn the remote on. So on the back side of the remote, you have a big button in the middle here with an L. You're going to push and hold that button. Push and hold it for a few seconds and the screen should light up and you should see the number 15 with one D and the letter M. That is what it should be set at for Casper. His correction level is level 15 out of 100, so it's not a lot. And the reason we have this is so that Casper can get freedom, right? He can earn his freedom. So we have a way, if he starts to take off, we have a way to correct him to make sure he doesn't, get hurt or go somewhere dangerous. So that's the reason for this remote collar. Use it consistently because then you can start fading away from it. So the more we use it, actually the less we'll need it in the future. So how we do that is on the side here, this black S button is going to be the primary button you use to reinforce and make sure that Casper listens to the command. So if you're walking him and he starts to try and sniff or pull ahead of you, you're going to say no and tap this black S button. What it does is it sends a little stimulation to Casper. I can feel that, but it's not very intense at all. I could feel this all day and really not be bothered, but Casper has a different discomfort tolerance than I do. He's a little bit more sensitive, so we have, that's plenty for him. So same thing for come when called, lay down and stay, place and stay, leave it, any of those commands. If you say down and he's like, no, I don't want to lay down right now, you can enforce that command and make sure that he does it. You could say no, tap that black S button. I said lay down. That doesn't give him the option. He has free will. He has the choice to choose whether to do it or not, but there are consequences for his actions. If he does the command, he gets a reward. If he doesn't do the command, he gets a slight correction. So just keep that in mind when you're working with him. We're going to go over the next buttons. Over here we have the T button. That's vibrate. I don't use that a whole lot with dogs because sometimes it's almost too intense and it can scare them. Every now and then maybe you can use it as a warning, but that's really up to your discretion. You can try it once, but I wouldn't rely too heavily on the vibrate. I would just stick with the black S button. Next, we're going to go over the red S button. So that's actually going to boost his level. So from 15 to 25. So that's for emergencies only. So you'll see it, hopefully you see it. From 15 to 25. So that's for emergencies only. If 15, you've tried correcting him on 15 and it hasn't worked, then you bump it up to level 25. If he's out in an unleashed or an unfenced in area and you're practicing recall with a light line hanging on behind him, that would, and he doesn't listen, that would be the button to use. Next, we're going to go over the M. So on the screen, hopefully you can see that it's level 15 with a letter M. M stands for momentary. So when I push one of the S buttons, whether that's the regular or the boost, if I push down and hold it, you see that it only flashes that red one time. That means it's a momentary correction. So it's just going to give tap. The continuous option is tap, 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 tap. So if you ever see continuous, it's this back button right here, the M/C button. If you push and hold it, you'll see a C. That will continuously stimulate. He does not need that feature. I'm just showing you. You want to see just the letter M. I'm just showing you that feature just in case you accidentally push and hold that button on mistake, or as a mistake. So the next feature I want to show you is the flashlight feature. So if you have Casper out at night, this big black button back here, it's the on-off button, but if you just tap it, it turns into a flashlight. Tap it again, he's a flashlight, tap it to shut it off. So if you go to turn the remote off and you accidentally tap it, he's gonna turn into a flashlight. It's just a feature I like for walking your dog at night. This is rechargeable, so on the back here, the little charging port, you wanna make sure that's shut. I would say charge it every other day. It only takes a few hours to charge up. Under here's for the collar. Casper can wear this every day. I encourage you to wear it, or I encourage you to put it on him every day because consistency is key. The more he wears it now, the more you use it now, the more likely you're going to be able to fade away. Now, he is off-leash trained. However, I want you to use common sense. I don't want you to have him just off-leash at a crowded area with no safety net. When I took him to the park for his off-leash training, I have a little parachute cord that's very light dragging on behind him because we're in an off-leash area, we're by a road. I want to make sure safety is first. So if he does happen to take off, I have something on him that I can grab. So keep that in mind. He is off-leash trained. However, use common sense. Don't just have him off-leash. And obviously in any stores or crowded areas, put him on a leash because of leash laws. So he can wear this every day, 10 to 12 hours a day. Take it off at night, unless he gets wet. This is waterproof, and so is this. They're both waterproof, but it's going to be really snug on him. So if water gets in between the collar and starts mixing with the oils of his hair, what's going to happen is a bacteria will form, and then he'll get a skin infection like a hot spot. So you want to make sure if he gets wet, because he's kind of a drooly dog, so make sure you keep that area really dry, or else you're going to get a hot spot. And if you get a hot spot, he can't wear this until it's healed. So just make sure you're precautious with that. If you know that you go to work for 8 hours a day and you're not going to be there, he can take this collar off. Just put it on as soon as you get home. That way you're consistent with it. Next, like I said, this is going to go nice and high on his neck. Put the little box either on one side or the other, bottom of his chin. It doesn't matter what side. Just try not to center it. It usually is more comfortable for the dogs if it's off to one side or off center. This goes on first, but then this collar actually goes on him above the remote collar. So let's say my watch is the remote collar, this is his head, it actually fits right above that. And with this leash, with this collar, if you're walking him and you correct him with the remote collar and he gets a little confused, this is what the slip collar is for, to help guide him back where he needs to be. We're gonna go over what's in this box. So you have your charger here that you can charge both at the same time. Like I said, every couple of days charge them. They will start blinking orange if the battery's getting low and red when they're about to die. Under here you have your instructions and you have the warranty card. You can either mail this in or you can email your information. That way if anything breaks, you can get it replaced. It does have a 2-year warranty. And like I said, it is waterproof. It can reach up to a half mile, but all the details are on the back of the box. So if you have any questions, let me know. But we are going to get started and show you all of Casper's commands. Heel. Good heel. Sit. No. Sit. Heel. Good heel. Sit. Sit. That's it. Heel. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Down. Down. Good boy. Down. Good. Down. Down. Free. Good boy. Place. Place. boy.
Prime members can shop incredible deals for themselves and for family and friends, and they look forward to it every year, but this year they're going to hold it later. They want to ensure the safety of employees, also support the customers and selling partners. But no new date has been shared yet, suggesting it's
Free.
Good
boy.
Leave
Leave it. Good boy.
Now is a great time to find out why Cabot City Granite and Marble was voted
Okay.
to the 217 for 2019.
Okay, you can get it. Okay.
And Marble and take advantage of their summer sale going on
Okay.
now. Cabot City Granite and Marble
Okay.
is built behind big office
Okay.
in Cunningham and Urbana.
Good boy. Good boy.